Hello, my name is Running the Galaxies, and I am here to read you the instructions for how to play Uno. Uno, the card game, for ages 7 and up, 2 to 10 players. Contents: 108 cards as follows: 19 blue cards, 0 to 9, 19 green cards, 0 to 9, 19 red cards, 0 to 9, 19 yellow cards, 0 to 9. 8 draw 2 cards, 2 each in blue, green, red, and yellow. 8 reverse cards, 2 each in blue, green, red, and yellow. 8 skip cards, 2 each in blue, green, red, and yellow. 2 wild cards, 4 wild draw 4 cards, 2 wild customable cards. Object of the game: be the first player to get rid of all of your cards in each round and score points for the cards your opponents are left holding. Points in rounds accumulate, and the first player to reach 500 wins. Setup: each player draws a card. The player that draws the highest number deals. Count any card with a symbol as 0. The dealer shuffles and deals each player 7 cards. Place the remainder of the deck face down to form a draw pile. The top card of the draw pile is turned over to begin a discard pile. Note: if any of the action cards symbols are turned over to start the discard pile, see Functions of Action cards for special instructions. Let's play. The person to the left of the dealer starts play. On your turn, you must match a card from your hand to the card on the top of the discard pile, either by number, color, or symbol. Symbols represent action cards. See Functions of Action cards. Example: if the card on the discard pile is a blue 7, the player must put down a blue card or any color 7. Alternatively, the player can put down a wild card. See Functions of Action cards. If you don't have a card that matches the one on the discard pile, you must take a card from the draw pile. If the card you picked up can be played, you are free to put it down in the same turn. Otherwise, play moves on to the next person in turn. You may also choose not to play a playable card from your hand. If so, you must draw a card from the draw pile. If playable, the card can be put down in the same turn. However, you may not play any other card from your hand after the draw. Functions of the action cards: draw 2 cards. When you play this card, the next player must draw 2 cards and miss their turn. This card may only be played on a matching color or on another draw 2 card. If turned up at the beginning of play, the same rule applies. Reverse card: when you play this card, the direction of the play reverses. If play is currently to the left, then play changes to the right, and vice versa. This card may only be played on a matching color or on another reverse card. If this card is turned up at the beginning of play, the dealer goes first. Then play moves to the right instead of the left. Skip card: when you play this card, the next player is skipped, loses their turn. This card may only be played on a matching color or on another skip card. If a skip card is turned up at the beginning of play, the player to the left or the dealer is skipped. Hence, the player to the left of the player starts play. Wild card: when you play this card, you get to choose the color that continues play. Any color, including the color in play before the wild card was laid down. You may play a wild card on your turn even if you have another playable card in your hand. If a wild card is turned up at the beginning of play, the person to the left of the dealer chooses the color that continues play. Wild draw 4 card: when you play this card, You get to choose the color that continues play. Plus, the next player must draw 4 cards from the draw pile and loses their turn. However, there is a hitch. You may only play this card when you do not have another card in your hand that matches the color on the discard pile, but it is acceptable to play this card if you have matching numbers or action cards. If turned up at the beginning of play, return this card to the deck and pick another card. Note: if you suspect that a wild draw 4 card has been played on you illegally, example, the player has a matching card, then you may challenge that player. The challenge play must show that you, the challenger, their hand. If guilty, the challenged player must draw 4 cards instead of you. However, if the challenged player is innocent, you must draw the 4 cards plus an additional 2 cards, 6 total. Wild customable card. Use a number 2 pencil to write any house rules you wish on the card. The only limit is your imagination and the consent of the other players. This is a wild card so that you may play it on your own turn even if you have another playable card in your hand. Also, if you choose the color that resumes play. If this card is turned up at the beginning of play, the person to the left of the dealer chooses the color that begins play. Note: the cards are erasable, so you may write a new rule each time you play. Using customizable cards. The customizable rule cards can be as wild as you like. Use them to speed up the game, add a bit more strategy, or force someone to do something silly. Here are some thought starters for your own custom rules. The next player must draw until they draw a card of a certain color. Everyone but you must discard all their wild cards. If the next player can't play a card, they take 3 cards from the draw pile. Take an extra turn. The next player must draw or discard until they have exactly 7 cards. Everyone must discard or draw until they have exactly 3 cards. Everyone must play their hand face up until your next turn. Tell a joke. If no one laughs, draw 4 cards. Otherwise, discard down to 1 card. Don't forget to yell Uno. The next player cannot bend their elbows until someone says Uno. The next player must perform their best rooster call or chicken out and draw 4 cards. Going out. When you play your next to last card, you must yell Uno, meaning 1, to indicate that you have only 1 card left. If you don't yell Uno and you are caught before the next player begins their turn, you must draw 2 cards. Once a player has no cards left, the round is over. Points are scored, see scoring, and play starts over again. If the last card played in a round is a draw 2 or wild draw 4 card, the next player must draw 2 or 4 cards respectively. These cards are counted when the points are totaled. If no player is out of cards by the time the draw pile is depleted, the discard pile is reshuffled and play continues. Scoring. The first player to get rid of their cards in a round receives points for all of the cards left in their opponent's hands as follows. All number cards 0 to 9, face value. Draw 2, 20 points. Reverse, 20 points. Skip, 20 points. Wild, 50 points. Wild draw 4, 50 points. Customizable, 40 points. Once the score for the round has been totaled, if no player has reached 500 points, reshuffle the cards and begin a new round. Winning the game. The winner is the first player to reach 500 points. Another way to score points is to keep a running tally of the points each player is left with at the end of each round. When one player reaches 500, the player with the lowest points is the winner. Thank you for watching this video and learning how to play Uno, classically the way it's invented.